Nice straight pine on the property, which is nice. And it's dead already, so but I don't think it's newly dead, so it might just work. So there you go. That's the beginning, but it's nice and straight. This is what I'm looking for. For my main mast on Osprey, I did have a hollow, and I dealt with it because it had a lot of meat on the outside. But have a look how tight grained this is. The reason this tree has died off, it got stifled by all the other trees around it, so it never grew very quickly, and the you know, at the end it just lost any hope of having sun and croaked out. But nice tight. The pith here isn't even rotten. So from here I'll go 12 feet, and then that'll be the base of a mast. Managed to get my top is a bunch of knots, so that'll really hold it together. Yeah, let's clean off the bark. Beautifully straight. This will make a great mizzen mast for Osprey. All cleaned up. Power planer makes quick work of cleaning, although I also have this beastie here that sharp side, you know. Use the Sawzall because some of the knots you can't get through them with awl or whatever you, not an awl, whatever, the draw knife. That's I think what it's called. Very pleased. Very nice. Sawdust on the floor. Patient, because it's still a bit on the damp side just from being out in the woods. So I'm going to leave it alone now and let it dry out. It's actually quite light because again, so picking it up is just, you know, so it'll be nothing to set this. And I can't believe how straight it is. Like when I walked by and saw this, she's got a little bow there, but that's it. And I'll put the bow toward the back. Keep in mind, most of that is down behind the transom. I'm thinking that's the little sail I have, not the prettiest, but right shape, nice and flat, cut from tree to mast. It turned out really good. So I have to find myself a better branch than that, you know, but basically it's going to be a branch. I'm actually having so much fun with utilizing, you know, what's a tree? And look how beautiful that is. And it's free. I didn't have to go to the lumber store and buy anything. That's even more cool. So I found a cedar, chunk of cedar. That'll make the sprit. You can see I'm running it through the table saw just to square it up a bit, and then I'll round it over from there because that end doesn't have to be that thick. And it'll taper off to, I'll probably cut it off right about there. There's that cedar, piece of cedar I used to make the sprit. If you are on a budget and just want to get out sailing and don't care to impress anybody, there you go. There's your mast. Don't do any more. You can make a mast and get yourself sailing really almost in a day. That's how I drilled a hole. I went a little bit big there. It doesn't need to be 3/4, but that was the nicer drill bit I had. And after it's all sanded up, I just want it smooth so the rope can slide up and down. And notice I have the knots up here. That's sort of purposeful. That really ties this together. It's sort of like doweling now. I'm short on time. If you want to get all Bristol brass and whatnot, of course, go ahead. Sand everything, you know, 220 grit or more, and 4 or 5 coats of varnish, whatever you want to do. Me, I'm not in the mood for all that. I literally used 40 grit sandpaper. I'm just here to round it. It'll look good from 20 feet, and it'll be smooth enough. I'm big on function. It works. I'm happy. Kind of a workboat finish. Okay, the sprit has a screw, eye screw. And at the end, I've used, this came off of an old kitchen sink, the tie downs for an old kitchen sink. And I've used expanding glue in the hole. The mast turned out really good, I think. There's the sprit. It turned out good too. And the mast, you know, has some character. It has a couple little cracks. Anytime you use a tree, you're going to get it's as it dries out, it will split. Okay, there's the sail set up. Sail's a little dirty, but you know, it's certainly going to work for what I want. We'll just deal with it because I'm working with used stuff. If anybody ever wants to donate sails, you can always use them, because when you need them, it's nice to just go through a box, which I have a few, and find something that functions. And this looks like kind of a traditional old sail. So rainy outside today, so I'm not going to set it up on the boat. Yeah, pretty pleased. Yeah. How beautiful is this? And the new mizzen is working. So yay. Osprey's amazing because she does a couple different tasks. And she does each reasonably well, so that normally in boat design, because life's a compromise, doing two things well isn't a thing. Finally got that mizzen dialed in. Sweet. I have to do a neater job of my ropes. Okay, ciao guys.